I am sorry. I'm better, but I'm just been super busy, super tired. But anyways, um I I'm trying to think about my spiritual journey, and I think I'm being a bit too much of a perfectionist because I want to tell you like the whole story, which am, but then like I think I'm putting too much pressure on trying to give you every detail. I don't need to give you every detail. Um, so I'm kind of just stressing myself out. But anyways, before we get to dragons, I think it's important to talk about um my my hubby. I'm not gonna talk about him and his spiritual journey, but if there's some little things of him like supporting, then I'll talk about that. So this is one of them. So I dated a lot of frogs, okay? A lot of heartbreaks. I am a hopeless romantic, and I'm just like a typical woman that just wants like a serious relationship and get married and have kids, right? So, um, if you didn't know, like, I look nice, right? Okay, but I don't care. Looks don't really matter. But and like having attractive looks doesn't benefit you, to be honest. So I've been taken advantage of a lot of times from guys. And anyways, as a chosen one, I've gone through a lot, a lot. So many heartbreaks where I wanted to give up many times. And I mentioned that I lost like faith in humanity and stuff, not just because of guys, because of friendships and all that. But anyways, the romantic front, I was just like getting really like ugh, right? But once I became independent on my own, because I thought that I could just find someone and we will like be really good and then move in together and then get married and have kids. Nope. I had to learn the hard way to learn about self-love first, get my car, get my career job, move out of my parents' house, and then get my dog. And I didn't move out of my parents' house until I was 31. So it took a very long time to get there. I seriously thought I got married at like 25 or whatever. Anyways, I finally found my dream man, right? And I had a very big list on who my dream man was, because the more breakups I went through, the more I bettered myself, right? And the more I bettered myself, the more my list for my dream man just got higher and higher, right? And then like all my family and friends were like, Tiffany, you can't be like putting so much expectation on this dream man that doesn't exist. They're like saying like it's not possible. But for me, I was like, no, it is possible, because I'm not settling for anyone less than me. I'm not settling for anyone less than me. They either have to be above me or equal to me, no less than me, right? Because if anyone was less than me, I would resent them, and that's not how it should be, right? So, anyways, after I completed myself, becoming a strong, independent woman, then my man came. Then my man came into my life. And, anyways, it was such a nice, easy, and like he really respected me and really took his time with me, which I wanted, which was really nice. And like since I felt like it was so good with him, I knew that I had to share a certain private, sacred side of myself, right? Which was spirituality. And I knew I had to tell him, because I already knew that this was going to be a big part of my life. And like, if he weren't to accept me for that, then we wouldn't work out, right? And also, I was identifying as Aphrodite at that time, right? So I told him that too. And he took it really well. He was kind of like, okay. I was like, what do you mean, okay? I just said that I'm like Aphrodite, and then he was like, yeah. Like he didn't question it. He didn't say I was crazy. He accepted me. And you know, it's funny, whenever I mention that to people about Aphrodite, a lot of them are not shocked. A lot of them are like, okay, cool. Like, you know, like they believe in me. They But they don't question it, and they're like, oh yeah, I see it because your personality traits and how you are and all that. And I was like, but that's a big goddess architect type, right? So I'm kind of like, what? But anyways, what I'm saying is, it's super important to be your full authentic self with someone you're gonna spend your life with, like a partner, whether it's girlfriend, boyfriend, or whatever. But yeah, so my boyfriend soon became my husband and now father of my child. And it's all because I worked on myself and kept my worth, you know? Always believe in your worth. But anyways, peace and love, peace and love.